What a crazy night, guys. The Bitcoin Spot ETF was finally approved, and I hope a lot of you guys joined me on the live stream. Thank you again for everybody that was there. I'm still exhausted, but we have to talk about the next trade after the Bitcoin ETF narrative is now gone. There is a new trade on the horizon, which could be as explosive as the ETF trade was for Bitcoin. And that is the trade that we are going to talk about, besides, of course, our usual Bitcoin TA, where I give you again new targets and a potential new trade setup. So definitely stick around here. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, you like this video, also activate the bell so you will never miss out on these really important updates. And now let us directly jump into it. To make here some more money. So first of all, I was a little bit disappointed that Bitcoin only jumped here to, what was it, $47,750 approximately in the night when the ETF was announced. Still in Europe, it's kind of still early, so there could be a delayed rally still be coming in the vicinity of $48,000, $50,000, something like that. I believe that is still possible because on the higher time frames, there's still a lot of room for Bitcoin to move higher, especially if it was the daily chart where the RSI slightly bullish territory, but not crazy bullish yet and overbought. So there might be still enough room to push us to 48 or potentially. The other thing is that here a wick like this is not getting filled with another wick, because these wicks are insufficiencies in the chart and they have to be filled with a full candle body. Textbook. Now, praxis can be different. Sometimes only they get filled with a wick and then it's considered to be filled. But I would like to see here a candle body close to clean that insufficiency here from that big wick that we got here to the upside. And that would actually mean that we revisit potentially $48,000. So now here on this 1 hourly chart, we see that the key resistance level that I was pointing out yesterday on the stream is still holding resistance. We are just sitting here under it. If we are able to break back into that area, I believe that we're going to flip $47,000 quite quickly and continue to move here into higher price levels. If we get rejected from there, we will come back to the key support level, and then this time I believe we're going to dip a little bit more into it and will potentially start to go and consolidate in that area before we get potentially another retest then to $46,000, $47,000. So here this key support level comes in at $45,600 all the way down to $45,400. Should we lose that, then we have this major support zone from $43,000 to $44,400. If we are losing that, then the uptrend is gone and the whole structure is shifting. For now, I see here a tweezer bottoming pattern here, these two candles, which are signaling that we are getting a reversal back to the upside and that we have temporarily bottomed out here on the shorter time frames, as long as we keep pushing here. So, but 3 minutes left, it looks good for the time being. Now here on the daily chart, you see what I mean. The RSI is going sideways, the price is still grinding higher. So this is not, so there's no bearish divergence yet, which is good. There's also no bullish divergence on the other hand. So that does not make it. Oh, actually, there might be a small bearish divergence if I just look at this here. Don't want to neglect something like this if there is one. Yeah, there is a small bearish divergence on the daily chart. So for that, I would like to see the RSI getting above 70.5% to invalidate that. And this can still happen today. So I still expect between today and tomorrow a move for Bitcoin to the upside to basically complete the ETF trade, because in my opinion, the ETF trade is only complete if we get something like a blow off top, which we didn't have yet on the daily chart, potentially to $50,000, $52,000 up here, and from there get a strong rejection back to the downside. We haven't seen that yet, and for that reason, I believe that there's still more room for Bitcoin to go up, also on the higher time frames. Now, when we're looking at liquidation levels, so here over the last couple of days haven't exactly what I was pointing out for such a long time. that overall the direction was to the upside, and I was as many times again right about that. So we have cleaned here this whole short liquidity block, short liquidation block, and now we have only low leveraged short positions to be liquidated above us. The main liquidity is now to the downside, unless that people start taking profits here on these longs and closing these longs, or partially closing them or adding to them, and move then all this cluster actually higher up. But as long as that is not happening, liquidity is now to the downside, so there should come a move at some point over the next couple of weeks to the downside to potentially $40,000, $36,000 in that vicinity before we are turning around. It can also happen that we are just at some point slowly grinding down in the Bitcoin price while altcoins having a party, and that also includes Ethereum and Solana. So that is also definitely in the cards here. But for now, we still want to see this final push to the upside to liquidate the rest that is stacked up here, because I definitely think that we will come up there and take this liquidity also out before we see that move to the downside. Now, when we're going here to the 3 days liquidation heat map, also here we see here density levels above $48,000. So there is not a lot right now, but there's something. And also here beneath us is sitting the liquidity again, which does not mean that we will not go up first, take out all the short positions here and liquidate them and reverse it then back to the downside. Now here on the Bollinger Bands and the Bollinger Bandwidth, we finally got here some volatility back. Here also is exactly happening what I wanted to see, that the price action breaks out of the Bollinger Band, then stays in the upper end of it, basically at the top of it, and starts to consolidate, because what's going to happen next is that the Bollinger Band will go up like this, and the price action will continue to go sideways within it, maybe some outliers to the upside or to the downside. And here this bottom will also widen up and go like this. So while the price action does whatever it wants, it can also go like this, something like this, but it will stay within the Bollinger Band. So, and that's what we want to see. So we don't want to see the price dropping out of the Bollinger Band to the downside. That's always really bad, even though we are coming quickly back into it the same when we break to the upside. But again, for now, I don't want to see that happening, that we go to the downside here and lose also the middle band. Again, a first indication that you should start closing positions is if we lose the middle band of the Bollinger Band on a daily around $44,500 right now. Now let's talk quick about a potential Bitcoin trade that we can take here. So here we have a higher low structure on the 50 minutes chart. And here is a key level that Bitcoin is holding right now at $46,080. Every time that we get a retest there and bounce back up, I would add to my long positions or open a new long position. And if you want to wait for a confirmed breakout to the upside, that we go to $48,000 and potentially higher, wait for a break of $46,700 and only open then a long position with a 15 minutes or 30 minutes close and not before. Like I said, the target is $48,000. I'm right now in the trade already, slightly underwater, but it's fine. Even if I would lose that trade, it would be fine. Yesterday, I made like $5,000 on FAIRDESK, and everybody that copy traded me made also a lot of money here. So I can live with losing one trade if I have to. So, but yeah, it's just $70 right now, so this can turn around quite quickly again. And guys, don't forget, if you want to trade with me together, let's do it on BYBIT. You still get $30,000 absolutely for free, and you get here this fancy BYBIT card that I have here in my wallet. Also, if your country is eligible to get one. Otherwise, I recommend you CoinW. There you can copy trade me without KYC or a VPN. And otherwise, go to FAIRDESK. There you still get $120,000 if you sign up there. Plus, you can copy trade me. Go search for AMCrypto. I have almost 80% win rate out of 30 trades. It is a good win rate for so many trades that I did in like just under a week, I think. something like that, you know. So I really was getting active there around the ETF approval. The closer we got, the more I was trading there. Now, let's talk about that one trade that is potentially the next big thing in the crypto space right now. And that trade is the Bitcoin Ethereum chart. I always said to you guys, if we come back down here, I expect a move here to the upside. And the next time that we move up here, we're going to break this downward sloping trend line. And now we are about to break that downward sloping trend line. And we see Ethereum starting to outperform a Bitcoin. And that also means that all the beta coins on Ethereum have now a massive, massive run. And these coins actually will outperform Ethereum. And we should also, over the next couple of days, have a look at these coins. So that is Arbitrum, that's Lido, that's Optimism, that's Polygon, like Matic. So there's so many coins that are running on the Ethereum network on ERC20 that will start outperforming Ethereum, while Ethereum itself will have a massive, massive run here. And we saw this basically yesterday happening around the ETF approval, where Ethereum broke $2,500 and is now trying to flip here $2,600 into support and basically continue running in direction of $3,000, $3,200 into that kind of vicinity. And I would not rule out that before summer, Ethereum would touch $4,000 to $5,000. So $5,000 would of course be a new all-time high. I'm a little bit careful with that, but $4,000 is not a new all-time high, and I can imagine Ethereum running to $4,000 in the next, let's say, 120 days. Let's make a bet. Let's make a bet. Let's see if Ethereum can be around $3,600 before my birthday in May. If I'm wrong, I'm giving away one Ethereum. If I'm right, then I gave you a lot of trades along the way, and you made anyway money. So I think that's a good deal or not. Let me know in the comments. So here, Ethereum is breaking right now $2,600 and tries to move here higher. The next potential target is, now I have to look at it on a daily chart, because I remember from the past there was a target at $2,840 something. When I go back here, there was a level. I remember that here was a horizontal level. There was a key level. So we're above that already. $2,840. That was a level that we have to be closely watching, because look at this here in the past. Every time Ethereum got rejected from the $3,000 area, we came back down into that price vicinity of $2,800 and bounce back up. And also the whole bull run into the all-time high came from that level here. So you see here, from there, this whole run to over $4,000 came from there. So if we are able to flip that level, Ethereum will run past $3,000 really, really quickly in the short term. So that is the next major resistance that Ethereum is facing if we continue to push here into higher price levels. And I actually opened earlier today a new Ethereum trade. And now that I see this target, I might actually adjust my target here a little bit to $2,840. And yeah, if I'm far away from my far away enough from my stop loss, from my liquidation price and my entry price, then I will actually raise my stop loss and target $2,840 over the next potentially even the next couple of days. And this is right now the biggest play that we have in the market. So because you have to understand, we got now a Bitcoin ETF. The next ETF that they're aiming for is an Ethereum ETF, and there are filings already out for an Ethereum ETF. You should not underestimate that. And this is the next big trade that we are taking here on this channel. So we took the whole Bitcoin trade, the whole Bitcoin ETF trade. Now we are taking the next one, the Ethereum ETF trade, and also the fact that on the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, Ethereum starts outperforming Bitcoin with clear targets here of 0.07 all the way up to 0.082 Bitcoin for one Ethereum. So I believe that over the next couple of weeks, we will see here massive moves for Ethereum. If we get here all the way up to, let's say, 0.088, that would put Ethereum, if Bitcoin stays where it is, around $3,400, $500. So this can happen quite quickly. I I can imagine in the next 60 to 100 days we could see something like that. So if you are looking right now for an Ethereum trade and you want to long this, then there's again two possibilities. Either you wait for a pullback to $2,440. That is a level where you can have some limit orders because it was prior resistance. We smashed through it, so it should act as support now. Or if we close the daily candle above $2,600, then you can also long from there, but keep some money on the sideline just for the case that we actually drop to $2,430, and you can add then to your position and average down your entry price and basically get a better entry price. So that's also what I'm doing. So you should be here also a little bit careful with that. And guys, that's it already for today's episode. Yeah, sorry again for how I had to record everything. I'm still in that hotel. I'm flying back now. Finally, tomorrow I will be in a completely different place because I need to do a visa run, and will be back in my office in 2 weeks. So I get a temporary different place where I can work from, but that's fine. So, but anyway, thank you so much for watching again. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again from wherever I will be tomorrow.